Hi. Hi. In the last lecture, we talked about the pollen grains, and this is the lecture number 3 of the sexual reproduction of the plant class 12 biology. In this lecture, we are going to talk further about the last lecture. We talked about this much, like the vegetative cell, and this one was your generative cell, right? So we are going to talk further about it. Okay, so this is basically two-celled stage of the microspore, and this is basically known as what? Pollen grain. And this pollen grain is basically known as your male gametophyte. Male gametophyte. Okay, what is gametophyte? It is basically a structure which bears a structure which bears male gamete. Male gamete. In this case, it is male, so male gamete. Or even it will be female gametophyte, so it will be a female gamete. So fine. So this is the normal case. Okay. When we just talk about, okay, this is basically two-celled stage pollen grain. This is the two-celled stage pollen grain. And if you just talk about the angiosperms, so basically 60% of the angiosperms, they release the pollen in the two-celled stage. Very important. This is very important because we will get such kind of a question in the PYQ section. Okay, fine. And if you just talk about the rest of the 40% angiosperm, so they release the pollen grain at the three-celled stage. What is this three-celled stage? We'll look at this. Okay. This is the diagrams of the pollen grains, various shapes with pollen grains. So we'll see various kind of pollen grains. See the shapes. We'll see various shapes of the pollen grain. And okay, so here in this, I told you three-celled stage. What is this three-celled stage? And what is this two-celled stage? Just look at it. See, when we just talk about the two-celled or three-celled stage, before going to this, just look at here. Microspore mother cell or the pollen mother cell, right? This was this, and it went for the meiosis, and now you were having what? Microspore tetrad. Then I just took any one. This was the microspore. This microspore went for the development, and asymmetrical mitosis, and it formed what? Formed this kind of a structure. Here you have the vegetative cell, and the spindle shaped cells is your generative cell, right? So you have mitosis here, you have a meiosis here. Now, in the case of the three-celled stage, what is happening? This generative cell again go for the mitosis, and it form what? Another kind of a cell. So this was your nucleus of the vegetative cell. This is the vegetative cell. Another kind of generative cell is being formed with the help of mitosis. So this is the generative cell. This is the generative cell. So here, one cell, two cell, three cell. So this is the three-celled stage. Fine. So if you just talk about the angiosperms, so all the angiosperms, they have the two generative cells. But the thing is that when the pollen is releasing, right? So when pollen is releasing at that time, how many stage? Or the stage of the pollen grains, or it consists of what? Generative cell or vegetative cell. So that is basically your two-celled stage or the three-celled stage, right? So if you just talk about the two-celled stage, when this two-celled stage pollen grain, when it falls on the stigma, so here you have the two-celled stage having the vegetative cell and the generative cell. So at that time, your generative cell, it go for the mitosis, and it forms what another kind of a generative cell. So this is the 2-celled stage and 3-celled stage. I hope this is clear. Okay.